Hello everyone and welcome to episode 6 of the Making of Franco-Belgian album series. This is alrav from Quebec, Canada, the author and creator of Alcatraz le Protecteur / Alcatraz le Protecteur. And for today's video I'll be giving you a brief look at the coloring process that I use for my own comic book series. So let's get right into it. This is the very first time I'm doing anything like that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm using paint.net as the program to do stuff like that. So, which is a free, inexpensive alternative to the likes of Photoshop, and is the tool that I've been using to make my very first issue of Alcatraz, as well as all the block comics illustrations so far and everything. So let's see. I'm going to be showing you some of the basic techniques that I use when doing any sort of coloring. So for instance, let's say that I want to color a page, or in this case it's a blank spot. In the traditional days of traditional franco-belgian album, there were a technique that were called blues that were used during the coloring process. And what I've done here digitally is simply to recreate a more traditional, a modern day version of it. So basically I would start by drawing, let's say, anything on the background layer, and then I have another layer for the coloring that's just below. So the background layer, for instance, it only goes through the line and stuff. But then if, let's say, I want to color specifically on the color segment, so the benefit of that is that I can draw a large background and large group of characters very easily by simply choosing the coloring section layer of my drawings. So it's the same thing I do every time nowadays. And the first 16 page or so of the first issue of Alcatraz, I did not do it, but now I do it every time. I put a blue filter over everything before I do any sort of coloring, and by doing stuff like that I can do just about anything. And that's basically what I do for the coloring process. So to draw an entire page, that the editing process itself can be a very long and costly one to make, but at the same time it was the very first time I did any sort of digital coloring in any of my comic before, so that was a very first time for me to experiment and improvise with. And that's going to be it for now. So obviously I'm doing this while holding my Nintendo 3DS with one hand, so it is kind of rough to do, but I just wanted to show you a brief glimpse at how I do coloring works and stuff with paint.net. There are many other alternatives out there, so feel free to experiment with them if you like. So with that being said, let me know what you think in the commentary section below, and as always, look forward to art Alcatraz le Protecteur / Alcatraz le Protecteur stuff on my Substack. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on another very soon. So enjoy the reading.